Right, so it's the 2nd of September 2007, about 6:08 UK time, and that's a bit formal, wasn't it? I think I'm doing one of my iBlogs. I'm going to put on Electric Tears soon. That was the story, or poem really, that I told you about in the last video blog when I mentioned the dream. The dream one I still haven't written. I hope I'm going to do it, but it's more, I find these things more complicated because it's got different people in it, it's got a bit more of a story and I don't yet know where it's going, so usually I tend to wait for till I know. I just get a feeling when I know, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do with it, or the ideas will come to me, or something will happen and I think, oh yeah, that's what I can do with that. Whereas this Electric Tears is more formed because it was based on the motif that I've been writing a lot of the things about recently, about love, different aspects of it. And I'd watched that film, was it Frankenstein, 2004 version by John Shaban. I think it was a TV movie, and that scene gave me the initial idea, and then a few other things. The boxer element in it, which you'll see, is a person who works where I work, who I was told about, and who is a female boxer, and so that's where that idea came from. And the idea, also the idea about the scratches and imperfections, is because when you look at her, you can't see that she's a boxer. Usually when you see someone as a boxer, you know they're a boxer because they got a flat nose or whatever, whereas you can't tell with her. So that formed part of that story. So all these ideas came together, and that's when that came out as Electric Tears. And I don't know why I did an accent in this one. I think it's a Soviet Union accent. I don't know which area. Probably Russian. Probably inaccurate and wrong. I don't know why. Whether it's because of Frankenstein. I don't really know. Old Hammer horror movies. Why I put this voice on, I'll show you the take in a second. When I started reading it, I was reading in my normal voice, and then I flipped into this Russian, pseudo-Russian I suppose I call it, accent, and then I thought, oh yeah, I'll do it like that, take two. Usually I do things in one take, very rarely two takes. Usually I make a mistake at the very beginning and then that's it. Then I carry on, so I'll show you that now. Electric Tears. She lay in the bed, crying her electric tears, whilst I sat in my lab thinking over what I had done. Oh yes, okay, take two. She lay in the bed, crying her electric tears, whilst I sat in my lab thinking over what I had done. And also at the end, the name is... the name of his love is Polish, and I went through a few different names, and I looked for the pronunciation on the internet. So I think I actually got it wrong on the second take, that is the entire piece, because I think I say Katarzyna, whereas I think it's actually Katarzyna. So I do apologise for any Polish people out there. I don't know why the scientist is pseudo-Russian, or maybe it is a Polish accent, who knows, I don't think it is. So you'll have a bit of fun there with my accents and mispronunciations. That's basically it really. So that'll be coming on shortly. Still to come on John Doyle poems is more of I Was Born in a Well. I think there's two more of those to come, 5 and 6. More Jacob Jakes to come, and whenever I get round to it, the writer and the poet, which are the sequel to each other, and should be 2 more parts if I ever get round to writing them. So there's a lot to come. Also, by the way, I haven't mentioned it, I suppose I should really. Although it's called John Doyle Poems, my name isn't actually John Doyle. That's why whenever I send messages comments or whatever. I never sign it John Doyle because it's not actually my name. It's a pseudonym, a nom de plume, if you like. It came from when I was at, I think it was college, and we used to, I was doing media courses, and there was one particular piece, I don't remember what it was, whether it was Dead End or I don't remember what project it was, and I put a poem at the end of the piece, and for two reasons. One, because I thought, oh, maybe it's rubbish, and so I'm not going to put my own name there, and the second reason is I thought if you put your own name there, people think, because they know it's from you, they're not going to say, oh, it's very good. So I thought I'd put it as a different name so they might think it's famous, so they can give a more fairer comment on it. And everyone actually did mention the poem and missed the whole piece. Hardly anyone mentioned, but everyone mentioned about the poem at the end, and that sort of started me thinking, because I used to do like radio programs, radio dramas. That's what I did for about 10 years with my sister. I'll talk about that another time. And then when these people noticed that, oh, this poem's very good, blah blah blah, and then I started getting interested in that, and I started a few of the other projects. I put poems at the end as John Doyle, and then I started writing a lot of poetry, and that's continued, sort of taken over from the radio plays. And the name John Doyle is stuck. I've always used that as my writer's name, or whatever you want to call it. And so when I started this YouTube, I thought, oh, okay, I'll use John Doyle again, I'll stick it up there. But it's not my real name. My real name is Horace Maguire. So I just thought I'd tell you that, because it seems a bit wrong of me to make out that I'm someone I'm not. It's not very genuine or honest. But it was just in the basis that it was called John Doyle Poems, just the name of the YouTube site that I put the videos on. Anyway, I think that's all. I will mention a few of these other things about the radio plays and what have you in later video logs. I think that's it for now. Okay, so Electric Tears coming in 2 parts, unfortunately, because of YouTube. They have the 10-minute limit, and I know originally they opened the director's account so they can get rid of this, but then they decided not to have an over 10-minute limit even for directors or other types of account users on YouTube. So unfortunately I have to cut everything into 2 parts, or anything over 10 minutes anyway. So this is in 2 parts again. It's called Electric Tears, and I hope you like it. And the accent. Okay, see ya.